Hello and welcome to another episode of Technical Difficulties. Dinks with Kinks Live. We're here.
Oh, we're live
We're
now?
ready for it. We're live. We are totally
Oh,
live.
thanks for letting me know. Okay, cool. Hi. I was like,
Wait,
do.
I did say okay. Oh God. Well, we know my lights work with the new pop scares. Cool. That's cool. Uh, I'm your host, John Andera, and with me tonight, as always, the wonderful Miss Rebecca and the wonderful Mr. Shep. How are y'all doing tonight?
Great. How are you, John?
I'm I'm not the best. Yeah,
No, 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 no. You good?
not doing super good.
I have faith in you. You're good. You got it.
Oh, somebody's spinning the wheel and they get flirty. Calvino gets flirty.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
Calvino,
nice.
did you uh did you get the package I sent you? The little thing I sent you? A
Oh, oh, oh.
little clothing item. You have to I still need some pictures of you in it.
I think your voice is going through your microphone, your camera though,
What? Really? You think so?
because you sound
Oh
background
yeah,
noise.
it is.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you for letting me know that. How about now? Does it sound much better now?
Same.
Yeah,
It does. Good.
yeah,
But as long as you're heard, that's fine.
yeah.
What are Okay, I'm Rebecca. I'm gonna let you tell us what we're talking about tonight because it was your idea.
Okay,
Mm.
okay. All right. Well, I as all you know, I'm like anybody else. I go down the TikTok rabbit hole. And so there's this creator and she does all these parodies. Well, she did this compilation, like she's on YouTube. Like I found her YouTube channel and she did this compilation of people who are into the OmegaVerse. And I was like, and I was watching her videos and I went, okay, well, what in the hell is the OmegaVerse? Like, what are they talking about? They're talking about all these things. And so I Googled the OmegaVerse and discovered this entire fetish erotic fandom that I had no idea existed. And I was shocked and surprised and intrigued. And so I went down this rabbit hole of the OmegaVerse and so I was like, "Can we talk about the OmegaVerse?" And John was like, "What's that?" And so I sent him a link, and he's like, "Yes."
Oh yeah, and I okay. So I read that entire article. Shep, did you read the article? And I want to say that like for never hearing about it, I've heard about it 1,001 times. Like it has been the background, but it's also very controversial. Like
Mhm.
right now, like there's a lot of like going on with it, but it's controversial because it's not necessarily wrong, and that's kind of the weird sucky part.
What do you mean?
It is well, okay, so it is a trope,
Oh yeah.
and by trope I mean it's a state. Like a trope is something that's commonly used in media, any form of media. Like
Hmm.
you have a comedy trope, like man falling downstairs. It's always going to be funny. That tragedy is tragedy with the right scene always equals comedy. And with this stuff, like the way it's laid out, it is absolutely how we write characters. In fact, we are guilty of it here on this podcast
Yeah.
of that trope of Omegaverse.
Alpha, beta, and omega. I'm totally the alpha. Let's just be real honest. Like
Hmm.
we all know I'm in charge. Like, just kidding.
Okay, yeah, we can. You keep buying that. Like I'm cool with that. Like you
Oh,
guys keep selling that.
you got technical difficulties make you have sassy pants on.
Hey, I'm just telling you, follow your dreams, believe what you want to believe. Listen, I'm being supportive. Uh,
Really? If I'm not the alpha, what am I then?
oh, you're absolutely the beta.
Uh,
Why?
okay.
Why are you? Why are you? Why are you looking at me with such shock and awe? Like you were like, I would have never considered that. I'm like,
No, because I find that insulting. Like I would even have taken the omega, but not a beta. Beta is
I
just
honestly,
like,
I think Shep is the Omega here, at least on this podcast. I'm not talking about us as people. I'm not talking about anything outside of the world we have here, right here. Monday, totally different layout. Wednesday, absolutely different layout. But the way we build this podcast, Omega, Beta, I mean no, Alpha, Beta, Omega.
I don't know, but okay. I mean, fair,
Yeah.
but
Okay, fine. Now let's go back to our college days. You can be in the alphas. I'll be in the
Yeah.
omegas.
alpha, beta,
Alpha, Omega,
gamma,
Beta.
delta, epsilon, zeta, eta, theta, iota, kappa, lambda, mu, nu, xi, omicron, pi, rho, sigma, tau,
I
upsilon,
am
phi,
sorry
beta,
for
phi,
this.
omega.
Whatever I triggered, I'm sorry.
I
Yeah,
had to
you
learn the Greek
did.
alphabet.
Hey, thanks for the follow,
That's how I
Cutie
learned it.
Bear. And yeah, I don't know what's going on with this light right here. I am working on fixing it. I have a brand new setup.
You might need to
If you can
turn
tell
it
the
off.
new light's doing the thing, I could turn
Um,
it on here. Let's see. I'll just turn it off. Let's see. Let's see what that
okay,
does for
so
the fill. Hold on.
I'll give the definition while you're doing that. So the OmegaVerse is also known as A/B/O, an abbreviation for Alpha Beta Omega, is a subgenre of speculative erotic fiction and originally a subgenre of erotic slash fan fiction. Its premise is that a dominance hierarchy exists in humans, which are divided into dominant alphas, neutral betas, and submissive omegas. This hierarchy determines how people interact with one another in romantic, erotic, and sexual contexts. In case you want to know, that's the Omegaverse. That is like,
Mm-hmm.
and apparently it's like it blew up. Like apparently it's like a thing, and I had no idea.
It
Like,
started probably around 2013 is when they started really getting hashing into it.
oh,
And I'm gonna
Kiki,
post the Wikipedia art. Hey, Gigi,
I don't know.
I
I
welcome.
don't
It's
know how I feel
okay.
about the blue
swear.
screen in your eye, in your eyes.
It
That's
brings
funny.
out the blue in his eyes.
It really does.
Really,
It really does.
it is the blue screen because I'm looking up the link to send to the audience.
Mhm.
Mm.
Boy, this man's got some complaints tonight.
This man.
I knew
Yeah.
an Omega when he was a counselor at my summer camp. He was cool as shit.
This man.
So, but here, like, it isn't just. It's actually a lot of male on male erotic fiction. It's not,
Mm-hmm.
and it hasn't been until recently that there's actually been male and female. This is very much male on male, and the men can get pregnant. So, like the Omega, like
Through the
they
buttholes.
so it's they get and they go into heat and it's this whole thing and I was like, "What?" And I was fascinated. I was like, I didn't know men wanted to get pregnant. Like I avoid like people avoid that. Like we I avoid that. So I don't know.
I've
It was
never wanted to get butt pregnant. In fact, that's why I do butt stuff to not get pregnant. But now I've learned from the Omegaverse that my uterus is connected to my rectal cavity, my anus. You can get in the anus and get pregnant.
So what is the other thing?
Recommend damn near pregnate him. Mm-hmm.
Some of the distinct character traits are alphas, which are socially and in some erotic interpretations, even biologically, dominant, physically built, short tempered, and a natural leader. Oh, okay, I'll
I've
give
literally been short tempered, and I'm the host of this podcast.
you that.
Mm-hmm.
Betas, depending on the story, they are regular human beings or have a mix of alpha and omega traits or their own unique traits. All right, John, I don't even tell you you're right. I don't even tell you you're right. Cause Shep could be a beta.
Not on this podcast.
Omega, submissive and gentle, calm, and a peacemaker.
You lost me at submissive.
Yeah, it's the
On this
submissive.
podcast, yeah.
No, Shep is not submissive. He's put me in my place.
Oh, I'm not saying Shep is submissive in general. I'm saying he is the quiet one on the podcast.
It's not submissive. It's quiet.
Oh, do I need
But
to turn
yes.
down
But
my
yes.
sound? Great big bit. Can we get Rebecca's audio turned up, please? I can barely hear her.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. Here we
Oh
Here,
my.
go.
how's this? Is this better?
Oh, I hear
I
you
turned
good.
mine up.
That's weird.
Oh, I just
Can you
gotta
hear me
turn you up
now?
on here. Shep talk.
Shep is not the peacekeeper. Shep is the peace offerer. I offer my peace
All right, Roots talk.
to please.
Hello. Hello and welcome to Dinks with Kinks Live.
See,
I've
that is
got
absolutely.
I've got mine turned up all the way,
Oh,
so
I will say this on my screen. Like I'm watching the levels from the 3 cameras. We're all bouncing in the same range.
huh. I don't know. Like I have all mine. Here, let me
I think Bear is just trying to make you louder than me and Shep, like entirely, because now you are absolutely the loudest one. He is
oh.
trying to make you the alpha, and I'm not gonna have it. Get the fuck out of here, Bear. Get the fuck out with that shit.
I mean
Nope.
I am totally an alpha female though. Totally an alpha female.
You actually, it's one of those things where I think all 3 of us play all 3 parts, depending on the content we're in.
Yeah.
And that's how I started really looking into like what this was and looking in perspective is not how we are as people, because this is not how people are. This is how characters are made.
This is how
Yeah.
heroes are made.
Because John is totally the pregnant guy.
Oh no, John would not be the pregnant guy. There is
No,
no
not
way.
100%. You're the nurturer. You'd be the pregnant guy.
Oh, I'd be the midwife.
No, Rebecca is just the one in the middle. Like she said at the very beginning of the podcast, I'm just here so I don't get fined. She's the middle ground.
I mean,
Now,
you're not wrong. I did say that.
if you took a Monday, if you took like a Monday stream, where we do Don During 101 or Rook's Happy Hour, that's a whole different dynamic.
Or just
So I
my
think
life in general. Just life in general.
Yeah,
Rook's Happy Hour. I remember that show.
Oh my
Rook's
God.
Happy Hour is still around. It's pretty freaking awesome.
Yep, yep.
Someone was detected at your front door.
We can't win tonight. We are not
Go
winning
see who
tonight.
it was.
No, I know exactly who it is.
It's an action
He's
murderer.
actually watching the podcast right now. I can see him. He's having a cigarette. It's raining.
So, but yeah, and that's what this really is. Like, when you're reading it, you're like, oh, this is how people are made. I'm like, no, it's honestly how we build content of what we do anywhere. Like, there are extremes, like the pregnancy thing and like how the hormones are, but it is essentially the archetypes of character development across the board. Like you have your antagonist, your protagonist, and your I don't know what just happened. Oh, GG Bear subscribed. That was my
GG's.
first like test of the new subscription thing.
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah, very good work.
Oh, yay.
You're getting surprised. Listen,
I,
you
yeah.
may be a beta here, but we all know you're an amazing Omega. You be
Thanks.
Welcome back, Gigi.
No, honestly, you honestly could play a very alpha character if you did. Tell them to get away from your front door. Tell them to come inside and watch the podcast. Shit or get off the pot.
He is watching the podcast.
But he's standing at your front door. He's just like, I'm watching you, watch me, watch you.
I don't know what to tell you.
No.
It's raining outside. He's having a cigarette. I'm not going to deny the man his nicotine.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So, and yeah, I'm kind of fascinated about like the character development, how they did it. I don't read a lot of werewolf erotica. Does it make sense to be an alpha for some people and a beta for others all at once? Yeah.
Yeah.
all
absolutely.
training and standing in the ring.
But Gigi, like that's just human nature. And I think that like, and that's what I don't, if you read if you keep going and like people have very polarized opinions about the Omegaverse, which I found also very fascinating, um, because this idea of being an alpha, a beta, and omega is is very much just how we interact with people. Because I am not submissive to everyone. I'm actually very much an
Mhm.
alpha in my personality, but there are some people, due to my trauma or due to just my nature or my type of relationship with that person, I am absolutely like a beta or an omega. Like I'm like, no, okay, whatever you want, like that. Like so it's
Yeah.
just situational. It's natural. It is natural. And I don't understand why people find it incredibly controversial because they're like they're saying that that like it's promoting because it's between two males that it's promoting the patriarchal system.
Honestly, I think this is I think the real problem with it, and this is a hot take. I'm about to give you a hot take. People don't like being told what they're classified as. Like they don't like reflections that potentially lead back to them. Like when I described each of us in those roles, you already had your pictured role, but I gave you a different one. And at the end, it was like, okay, I kind of see the reflection of that. I don't like that
Right.
I see the reflection of that.
Right.
And that's really where the controversy is. All day long, I can tell you, I am this, but am I really that? Is that really what I portray? And some people don't want to hear that. And so you lean on these things because, at the end of the day, Omegaverse is completely fictional. There is
Yeah.
no real Omegaverse. You're literally being butthurt from similarities you see in yourself and you don't want to see.
Wait a minute. I thought the big controversy was because this wasn't a Marvel verse.
No, 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 no.
Ooh, however, though, it started because if you read the article in the history, I have the page turned up because I and highlighted on all the things I found interesting.
Oh, give me
Um,
the wait, hold on. Let me do the theme music for it. Why do you say it?
so they also had it on like based on Star Trek and the Vulcans mating ritual where the males have to mate and get pregnant or they die or whatever. And
On
it's like,
fire.
yeah. So it's like, I don't know. Like it's
It's really funny. I read that, and they're talking about the episode where Spock has to go mate 'cause he gets all crazy. Another
When he
reference to that
fights
is the
Kirk and
Futurama episode. The Futurama episode where Zoidberg has to go to his planet mate. That is
oh
literally just a
yeah.
copy of that episode.
Yeah.
But in Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, they make this reference that the female, I don't know if anybody, has anybody seen Search for Spock, Star Trek 3?
It's
They go
been
find
a hot
Spock
minute. It's
on a
been a hot
planet.
minute.
He's kid Spock and turns into teen Spock and he turns into old man Spock. And they mention Ponfar, and it literally dawned on me. I'm like, oh my god, that like lady had to have sex with teenage Spock and mate with teenage Spock while he was doing his rapid aging thing. And they're like, we have to do Ponfar. They don't explain what it is. It's only for people who knew what it was from the 1960s series.
That's
With,
funny.
oh, y'all gotta fuck. Like that's what they're saying right there. You guys gotta fuck.
Cosplayer. Why did the Greeks think a rip psyche is sexy? You mean physical? Like the physical? I think it's on
Who
in
does it now?
well, yes, there's that. It's also very much
Ooh,
on in society that it's strength, just like
strength, power.
strength. And they found it even males and females they both found power because back then it wasn't about surviving through your brains, it was all about domination and surviving through bronze. So that's why a lot of society's views on what's attractive and what's sexy changes because now dad bod's hot. Why is dad bod hot? Because it provides security. You provides that mental and emotional stability. That's why it's starting to be way more attractive than ripped bod. It's all societal. It's all in what makes you feel safe and comfortable, because if you notice, a lot of things on beauty is what provides nurturing and safety. That is what people find sexually attractive.
And it all, but it's all a circle at the same day. I mean, like a great
Hmm.
example of all of that, the Triforce. Three equal parts that create a circle, like a connection, build a foundation. For an omega to exist, you have to have an alpha. For an alpha to exist, you got to have an omega, and a beta brings balance to all of it.
Oh, so I bring balance. I bring balance to the force. Ah,
Yeah, yeah.
bring me my
That,
purple lightsaber.
is that what that is? This is what balance looks like.
That's what our balance looks like. It's fine.
Um, there's
Yeah.
good balance, but it is what makes up this thing, and what makes it a real trope is it's a full circle. You can't have one without the other. Like if you take one of those pieces out, it's lopsided, and it's not does not make for good storytelling, which I think another a reason people have problems with it. People hate tropes, and I've never understood that. Like they just hate formulaic things. And but we all and the reason I don't get why we hate it, because we all live on formulaic
And
things.
that's what I was just going to say. Like, we all subscribe to that. There's a reason it's formulaic. There's a reason there's psychological, sociological, and anthropological research. Like, it all adds up. It all we it's there's patterns. We live in patterns as human beings, sexually, mentally, emotionally. Like, we live in patterns. Like left, right, up, down, A, B, what? Like, come on.
Yeah, you're just cheating.
Oh, well, Um, but I think there's also that whole and you keep reading, there's that whole fated mates. That whole one alpha to their, you got to find your, like, and it's like it's in everything. Like, think of Twilight. Think of Twilight, where
No.
Jacob bonded himself to the baby or whatever. Like,
I'm still not over that. And like I said, I saw one scene with it, like because I haven't really watched the Twilight movies, but someone was explaining it to me, and they're like, "Well, I made a bond to the baby," and I'm like, "Okay, go on." Did you download the right Twilight?
and if you did, are you gonna get arrested? Like,
Yeah.
but the thing is like that whole, another thing it took off is that whole fated mates. Like, there's a one mate for you. There's one mate, and you had to find them. You seek them out, and you're gonna find each other. And it's very much the same as soulmates. Like, you in any, like, even in society, like, oh, they're my soulmate. No, they're fucking not. You just find them attractive, and their pheromones drive you a little nutsy. Like,
Yeah.
there's somebody that gets you psychologically and mentally. They're not your soulmate. They you just mesh well together.
I
Yeah.
mean, they may have the skills to swallow your soul in certain positions, but
I mean,
Well,
I may have that ability. It's fine.
that's kind of why I really dig like the whole labeling of it, the alpha, the omega verse, because it's alpha and omega, which is the beginning and the end.
Right. Yeah.
And you just throw betas in there because you need betas.
you have the beta
They are
blockers.
no, honestly, betas are usually the pushers of stories, the balancer. They continue
She is a
and
pusher.
give.
Mm.
It's hard to explain. It's like they're
No,
not
no,
the
she is.
protagonist antagonist. They are the foil. That's what I'm looking for. They're the foil to the story, which you need. You have to have a foil, not
Well,
necessarily an antagonist or like a opposite end, but you need.
no,
You
a
know.
foil is like somebody that's on the opposite, though. They're the
Oh,
fulcrum.
you're right. Hold on.
They're the
Fulcrum. That's
fulcrum.
it. That's the word I'm looking for.
They're the
Fulcrum.
point on which things balance. So you have
Mhm.
to have that fulcrum, and yeah, I just
Yeah, I was wondering about foil. I was like, where are you going with foil?
No, I meant fulcrum. I honestly meant the balance point, like where it you can have two extremes, but you can't tell they're extremes until you put something in the middle. Because
I
essentially,
mean,
and in the beginning are the exact same thing.
John, technically in this podcast, you're in the middle because you're right in the setup. You're right there in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right here in the middle. Right here.
Do we?
I'm the
Do we make a
base.
Don Dara sandwich? Do we make a Don Dara sandwich? Which would you prefer? Who would you prefer to be in the middle? John's pan. That's why I ask. Who would you prefer to be in the middle?
I want to be in the middle.
You
I
want to
do
be in the
kind of
middle?
want to be in the middle. Yeah.
No, which?
Because I feel like that would bring me the most enjoyment from every aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Don Dara sandwich. But Shep, we have to high five. We have to high five over Don Dara. We have
High
I
five,
to.
told you John's the one getting pregnant.
That would make me
No,
the beta.
or the Omega.
Oh, I'm not a. I'm. Listen, I am an omega in the bedroom occasionally. I am a switch. I do go between the two. That's why I didn't
See,
like. I
that's
don't
why he's in
like
the middle of
them.
sandwich. He's between the two.
I didn't like these comparisons to real life
Hold on.
because it is.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. Yeah,
I didn't like
comparisons
these
really.
comparisons to very real life because, like I said, they are in fact tropes, and nobody's 100% one way or another. Like I said, Shep is not an Omega person. He doesn't enjoy stuff like that, but he is very much the quiet one on the podcast. He's kind of the go flow. He's just like, okay, we're gonna do this. I don't care. I have no opinion. He's very submissive to that idea, but he's not an Omega. He is on this podcast because we were all playing like a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very hard to like look at somebody and go, "Oh, you're this."
Yes. But you like tropes, like this is like a trope, right? You know, in
Yeah.
fanfic. But think of porn. Think of all porn. All porn is a trope of some sort. Your hottest
Oh yeah.
porn, your favorite porn. You're like, no, I like amateur porn. That's a trope. Amateur porn is a trope. Like it's a like
Was
you.
was it
We're
this
gonna
show that
trope
I ruined
everything.
porn for everyone?
Everything
No,
troped out.
no.
Was it? I was like, I know. Did I do it on the air or did I do that off the air?
I think you did it off
Where I
the air.
ruined porn. Okay, let me ruin porn for everyone real quick.
So, but here, I want to show. This is my purple wand. I have my purple lightsaber wand. So they were talking about it. It. I
Oh,
had a choice,
Cutler, I made that. Yeah, that's not a bot one. That's a made one.
and actually, this is the wand that's in my promo pic.
It
This
is.
is the one that's in my promo pic. So,
But
but
yeah, no,
I'll
Cutler, I
point.
made that. That's spare wood from a pantry I made. But I was about to ruin porn. Hold on, I paused so you could show people your wand.
Show my they were requesting. So
Yeah.
I was-
No, that's fine. I'm just saying, don't start another tangent. I was being polite.
No, you're good. Okay,
Let me
go ahead.
ruin-
Go on your tangent.
Let me ruin all porn for you real quick. All right, so everyone's like, I love amateur porn. Amateur porn is great. No one ever actually sees amateur porn anymore. All the porn you really see is professional porn made to look amateur. It is reality television. Because everyone watches like, oh, right, television is like swiping. No, there's like 4 producers behind that camera telling them, no, push on this, push on that, push on this. What about this? And so most amateur porn is still the reason it's so hot because it looks very real because it's filmed on low budget cameras and all of that. But if you're wondering on those amateur porn, who's holding the camera? Oh, it's the person doing the deed? No, it's not.
What? We all
Because
know amateur
sometimes in
porn
a lot of
means
amateur
amateur
porn,
budget.
you will see 2 hands come up and touch her, the shadow of 2 hands. You know, who's holding the camera? There's a third guy literally over that guy's shoulder with his hand on his back. And his
POV, baby.
No POV, like stuff like that, like this amateur stuff you see. And I know this because I used to work in the porn industry,
Mhm.
and they're made by production companies who feed on advertisements from X Hamster, RedTube, all of these things. If you notice, upload a porn video, you'll get 5, 10 views, maybe. Maybe if you're like, unless you're on OnlyFans, I'm not saying like, we're ugly. I'm saying like, unless you upload something like OnlyFans and promote the shit out of it, you're gonna get 5 or 10 views. But you have to be certified on many porn websites. There's a reason for that.
Revenge porn.
Well, revenge porn, and it's big corporations. Like there's like
Yeah.
5 porn companies.
Yeah.
But that's why you always see those tropes in porn, because most porn is very formulaic. That's why porn makes for great research, because no one studies
That's
fetishes.
why.
Okay, the cat just burst in the door. Like,
I was
pushed-
like, what
The
happened?
door
Did you
came flying open, but the cat just sauntered in.
Which cat was it?
Like it was Freya, like a fucking.
Oh,
Cinderella.
Freya. Of course, it was socks. Okay, cool.
The
cool.
door swung open and Sock walked in and went, "What are we talking about?"
Oh, love Freya.
But you watch porn and you will find the research that you've been dying for, because they know they hammer every psychological trigger.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I just want to ruin porn for everyone. You're watching. You're not actually watching amateur porn. You're actually watching.
I don't know. The OmegaVerse is this big phenomena that bred out of fan fiction. It bred out of this homoerotic fan fiction, which I'm all here for.
Oh, me
And
too.
yeah. And it really just boils down to there's one dominant and it's very one dominant and one submissive, and that beta that's sort of in the middle going la la la, I could go both ways. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, the beta in porn is honestly the third person who shows up who just joins in, no questions asked.
yeah. What you doing? What you doing? What you doing? Oh, okay. Can I join in? Where did Chip
Oh,
go?
Chef just walked. I don't know. My door's open. He just walked out of his office and left and said a fucking word. So he just noped out.
You mean
but
Bang
that's okay.
Fest
He'll
is
be
not
back.
real?
No, okay, any of those things are. But no, a lot of times if you search amateur porn, you're not gonna find it. Amateur, an Irish goodbye. It's the proper way to say goodbye. But yeah, no, a beta typically in porn is the person who just goes along. Like, you think they're the submissive because they just walk in and just start participating. But anytime you see, I hear him coming back because he left his door open. There he is.
They missed you, Shep. They missed
They
you.
did. They immediately went, "Where'd you
They
go?
were,
You need
where's
to say
Shep?
goodbye."
I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, they said Shep is out.
You did. You just got up and walked out, and they asked me, and I was like, "I don't know." You just walked out of his office and didn't say a fucking word.
Cosplayer, the bill. I'm already on that train. Like, it's fine. But what trope do you find sexually attractive? What trope that like, because we're talking porn, we're talking trope.
I don't know, Gigi.
Well, not even just on the OmegaVerse, but just in general. Like, what trope?
I know, I like the person who just kind of comes in and just, because that's me. That's who I see as me. Like, I'll walk into a sex situation. If I'm welcome, I'm like, okay, yeah, cool, let's do this. Let's roll it. Let's roll with it. Let's just do it. There is no there is no plot or storyline for me. I'm just,
Yeah.
just I'm here. It's not even that I'm a bit player. I could be the main fucking star, but I just ran with it.
You're just
No
like,
one
"Eh."
told me to be there. And I'm just like, here I am. Oh, we gonna fuck? Oh, cool, we gonna fuck.
Walking
Let's
in
do
and being
that.
humiliated. I honestly, this is why I know I'm a sub. It's like that whole alpha, like getting my ass like just dommed hardcore. Like, that's, and it doesn't even matter what they're doing, like who they, like what they're playing. You could play Primal, you could play, just dom the fuck out of me, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, thanks. I turned into a puddle. It's awful. That's it. Yeah. It's like, so that's the trip.
No, that's not true, cosplayer. Not all cats are gods. We have a cat in this house that even if the door is not even closed, but just slightly cracked like that, they cease to be able to exist. They don't know how to open it. They don't know what to do with themselves, and they start to
Oh,
panic.
pumpkin.
Yeah, pumpkin.
Pumpkin. I don't know. If you ask my cat, she'll look at you and go, "Bitch, I am a god. I rule the planet."
Thatcher can open doors. He'll figure it out. He's a fucking raptor when it comes to doors. He is just like, you have the door, like, he can't get in. He can't. And you start seeing the door door handle start to turn, like, Ellie, they can open doors. He's opening my door right now. It's closed, and he's going to open it inward. Pumpkin, on the other hand, if the door is just like this open, her brain shuts down, and it's a wall.
It's funny because it's true.
Gigi, being restrained.
And taught how to do something. Interrogation techniques being taught. Ooh. I like that. I could get behind that. It's hard. It's hard to tell because,
You would
like I
like for you
said,
to get behind that.
I watch so much variety of porn, and I'm getting to the point now where I just jack off to anything. Like, I'm just like, okay, let's do this. And yeah, honestly, like, you have no idea how many times I'm like researching one of our episodes and just kind of going,
Just kind
but
of burning through a tissue box.
just get going. Just.
yeah, I just get going. I'm just like, you're into it, and like I said, I watch porn on the subject, and I'll do it. And what I'm doing is trying to see like the characteristics. I have a trope I can't stand. It's incest porn, stepmom, sister. I'll get into that. I'll fuck that. I'll do.
I'm not even gonna lie. I'm into that. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%
Yeah.
into that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'll be your uncle, your brother, your dad, whatever. I'm not big on the dad one, but I'll be your uncle and I'll be your
Right.
brother.
Like, it can't be
I'll be
related.
your son.
Like step things. Like
Oh, I
step.
don't. If it's role play, I don't care.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, fucking role play, I don't care.
Yeah. It's the suspension
I-
of belief. It's the
Yeah.
suspension of belief. Yeah.
Hello, step ladder. Bam.
Do you know? Okay. Sean says that because I'm short. And I have to reach in when we're doing laundry. I have to reach in, and I have to like grab out of the washer, and I have to sort of hoist myself up every now and then, like when I have to get like, and every time I do that, I think to myself, oh no,
Which is a massive trope.
It is.
We covered this in one of our episodes of Dinks and Kinks.
Yeah, the stuck fetish.
Honestly,
Oh,
go look up the
no.
stuck fetish. Oh no, step bro. And why people really enjoy that kink. But it is a trope. I think honestly, a lot of the porn we watch to, and it's a trope on many levels. A lot of people don't realize this, but when you're watching porn, most of the porn you watch has multiple things for multiple people, because the perfect porn has a multiple audience. Because like I said, oh yeah, I'm making porn for the stuck fans, the incest fans, the panty fans because they're wearing underwear or they're wearing socks or tights or anything like that. We're making targeted stuff, and you will see little bits. Because I have watched porn before that wasn't even targeted at me, but it was super hot because it did have bits in it.
Yes,
That I
because
really
here on
enjoy.
Dinks with Kinks, we always support multiples.
Over and over and over and over. Cosplayer, I was promised a giveaway. But I don't know. I just found when I found this OmegaVerse and I went down that it's just the popularity of it that just sort of exploded over society.
Over the face of society.
Over the face, exploded all over the face. Yeah.
I was promised a
Mm.
giveaway. Well, yeah, the giveaway, absolutely. Spin the prize wheel. Calvina's already spun it. Prize wheel of destiny. It's free. You just gotta use channel points.
You spin me right round, baby, right round.
We only do raffle giveaways on every other Sunday. Every other Sunday.
Da, 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 da.
Da, 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 da. So yeah, that's the OmegaVerse. I don't know if we could talk about
Yeah.
it for the entire time we're here, but I
Yeah.
think it's a very fascinating case study and like looking at how stuff.
Omega.
There we go, spinning the wheel.
Isn't
Oh, you
that
got
Omega
flirty.
Auto.
Hey baby, how you doing? Do you want to be my Omega to my Alpha while they're the
Omega flirt.
betas and they watch? I can be your secretary. Oh, look at me with my secretary glasses. I put them on. I could put my hair in a pencil and take it down. Hold on. Let me find pencil. I don't have pencil, so I use finger. Watch this. Pull it out. Ew woo.
I don't like this wheel.
Or I could absolutely do dad glasses.
Dad glasses.
Listen to your son. Oh, that wasn't for you, Ruth. That was for your cosplayer. Look at you being offended I wasn't doing gender norms and targeting you. God, can I be gay on my own channel sometimes? Fucking rainbow.
Who are you talking to right now? Like, really?
This wheel makes me very sad. In
What wheel?
pants.
Sad in pants?
Oh God, John's being sexy librarian.
I am. More like teacher. Yes, dad glasses. No, see, these are my normal
Here.
glasses, and then
I'll put my glasses on. How's that?
these are
Okay.
my dad glasses because these are my actual reading glasses when I have to like read stuff like really fine print. And I'm like, oh, the pants cam. Look at that. The pants you said.
I found some random glasses.
My balls.
Nice. We're all gonna wear glasses right now.
Oh, I forgot I gotta turn the pants cam off. On this kink.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm like,
Shep,
I'm
whose
dad
glasses
and
are those? Are
grandma.
those your glasses?
No.
Whose glasses are they? Do you have my glasses?
No.
Do you have random glasses in your office?
Yes.
Okay. I'm glass sectioning right now. Because, like, okay, so these glasses are not for seeing, they're for blue light filter. Like, I don't know if you can see, but they filter out blue light because staring at these screens all day long give me a freaking headache.
I've at work, I've been doing some projects that have making my eyes go cross. I've had to wear mine at work. Okay, what is the first trope you remember?
Villain.
Villain?
Yeah, I mean, everything has a bad guy, and that's the first thing you learn is don't trust people. Like, you learn of superheroes, but you have you subconsciously remember bad guys. It's instinctual. Just stoppers.
It was Scalpino's just stoppers.
Just safety goggles. Oh, bye, cosplayer.
Bye, cosplayer.
No, honestly, I think is everybody remembers a villain before you remember a hero. Fear is instinctual. You are predetermined to remember things that are a threat to you because you survive. You have to survive.
I feel like the first one I ever like really remember, Damsel in Distress, like that whole oh no, like because I remember thinking
How
fine.
how would someone be a damsel in distress without a villain?
I want to put a damsel in this distress.
I messed up my glasses. I made them all smudgy.
Eyelash cumbrella. I quit. I can't they're amazing tonight. I don't even know.
Chat, man. I'm telling you what.
I know.
Oh,
I'm like,
nailing
what
it.
the fuck?
But like I said, I think my very first favorite trope was damsel in distress. I fucking love that. I mean, come on now. Think of all my fetishes. Love damsel in distress. But I think essentially the first one we learn to remember is outside of parental. Because I mean, honestly, the first thing you remember, hopefully, is parental love. Mommy, daddy, safe space.
And they call
If
it
I learned-
puppy
baby.
love.
If
When
I
you're a little
learned
baby.
if I
before you
learned
can
that, I
recognize
wouldn't be in
trauma.
therapy. I was like, I wouldn't be in therapy right now if I had that. Like,
Well, like I said, then you learn that first, and then you realize to recognize villains before anything else.
that is true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So I mean that's just talking on a psychological landscape. You recognize parental, then villain, then hero. Because you can't have hero without villain. Villain always comes first.
Could I
What's
be a
the point of
villain?
hero? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You're the villain. You're the villain to somebody.
That's true.
Somebody's spinning that wheel. Oh, you gotta try again, man. Sorry. Sucks to be you. That's what I'm doing every time that try again comes up. I just want to be like, sucks for you.
Oh, that's so nice of you. Oh no.
Oh, all right. Good night, everybody. That's actually perfect timing, but we're not going to do it because I still got more shit to say.
Okay, all right.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, the
That's
reason
good
I
timing.
run faster than girls is because I have 2 ball bearings and a stick shift.
I mean,
Actually, wouldn't girls run naturally fast younger because they have better aerodynamics? They don't have a rudder,
Also true.
front rudder.
but they have things weighing them down. They have weights.
That's more for gliding.
Not for the first like 16 years of their life,
Fair.
or
That's fair.
13 years, depending on where you live in the States and the hormone levels. But we're born with our front rudders. Most of us are.
It's been cold
Shit.
season.
Oh.
So,
Where did the
No, but
pizza guy trope come in? Where did that trope come in?
situational.
First, it was the milkman,
Okay, so yeah, it
and then
was
the mailman.
It was somebody who was forced to come to your house. It was vulnerability at its finest, opportunistic and vulnerability.
I feel like it's predatory.
Yeah,
Well, that was pool boy.
pool boy is predatory. I mean, all of it's predatory, and it's all situational. But it's things that people think about, like that. Those tropes happen because a few milkmen made a couple babies because husbands were away at work. I'm showing up at your house.
What do you say to the
I'm
nice man?
delivering
Are
milk.
you my daddy?
Well, I'm sorry. Back when Milkman was coming to your door, Daddy was away at the office banging the secretary. So, in all fairness,
These tropes all come from like actual situations. I mean, I was a food delivery driver. Do you know how many times I've opened the door for a super hot lady or super hot dude and would have been like, God, if only you get that invite in there. It's kind of like that fantasy of like, I'm vulnerable right now and I am just put in this situation. There's two ways to look at it because on one side of that's very predatory.
Mhm.
But it wasn't made for predatory stuff. It was made for opportunistic. And like I said, most of the porn was not made for female and the female mindset. Let's just put it that way.
That's true.
And no, Plumber never laid pipe. He laid ass crack.
Oh, I laid some pipe.
Oh, shit.
But it was opportunistic. Growing up, we all had that fantasy of the hot teacher, the going over and helping your hot neighbor do something and being a pool boy. I wanted to be a pool boy. Every guy wanted to be a pool boy.
I never had any hot teachers. Where are those? Like, I never had any hot teachers. I
I
guess
had a
it's just,
couple.
let's see, I never had any hot teachers. I didn't, I don't know. Maybe I was deprived in
But
my life.
like I said, porn is now evolving to a more like gender neutral like audience. You can find content for anybody. But yeah, these tropes were made because, and it wasn't even just, oh my god, we're just gonna be sexist and make porn for men because fuck
Hmm.
women. Women weren't buying porn. They had their own. They had erotica. They had their
Romance
saucy
novels.
novels,
Yeah,
romance
romance novels.
novels.
That was like my first. Maybe that's why
Yeah,
I'm into
They had
domination.
Fabio.
Because my grandmother had the romance novel, so that was like my first introduction into like something erotic was her spicy romance novels.
because I got in a debate with somebody recently that they're like, oh, porn has just been this sexist thing, always targeting the male gaze. I'm like, it's because women didn't spend money on porn. They had erotica. It wasn't like they were taken out of the equation. They were
Right.
just fed a different beast, the beast they wanted. Women didn't want that porn.
They were
They
fed
wanted
Calvino
erotica
Beast. Ooh, Miss
because
Townsend.
chemically speaking, when men and women get off differently. We're very visual. Y'all are very mental.
Hmm.
Yes, very mental.
We honestly covered that in the erotica
Right.
episode.
Right. Right. I mean, I don't know, but also with the and have you noticed though erotica has made this major surge, book talk, which has allowed things like the Omegaverse to
Mm-hmm.
grow. Like and whereas and I feel like porn, yeah, you can you have all the like the parody porn and all of that, but I feel like the growth of erotica has allowed because it is fictional. It is you can do more with it because you're not limited by
I don't even think
physicality.
it's just the growth of erotica. I think it's the growth of the internet and what we can do with computers.
Hmm.
Because, like I said, we can do more art now. Like I think we're about to see a big surge in it because of AI art, because
Yeah.
more people can get content and they can get to they can get the furries with the dicks getting impregnated in the. You can get the exact thing in photorealistic content processed by a computer. So I don't even think it's so much erotica, but just the advancement in technology.
That's true.
And like internet has made everything more abundant and easily to reach.
We're about to see a
Ironica.
change in porn. We're about to see a massive, I think, a massive,
Oh, we're already seeing it. Like I see it
yeah.
on forums all the time.
Till
Like
next time,
AI
GG.
art. Bye, TG. AI art has dominated a lot of the fetish forums I've seen for particular like Transformers fetish, quicksand fetish, and all that. Because, like I said, they're teaching computers to make porn for them, and I
Hmm.
think it's brilliant because, like I said, it's expanding what can and can be done.
I
There's no limits
Yeah, because
that we have.
I use AI art in my job, and I go through Discord. There's an AI program through Discord, and you type in what you want. And there was
Majority.
one,
Majority.
yeah, Midjourney, yeah. And I was on one of the things and I was like waiting for my art, and all I saw was superhero ass. It just kept coming up, and it was like realistic, like Wonder Woman ass and Supergirl ass and Poison Ivy. I was like, okay, somebody's downloading their own porn. I just want my purple coat. Like, oh, so yeah,
But yeah, that's it. That's 100% it. I think it's the growth of technology has made our expand, like and being able to quantify stuff.
right.
We are able to collect things because you'd have these patches and groups that would get together and correspond, but they wouldn't grow. They would only be able to grow because they were small, a small tribe.
Hmm.
We had a
Hmm.
small tribe, and now with the internet and technology building, we have more access to things and able to connect with each other even more. You can go on Reddit and find anything, and
I
on
think it's
Reddit you can go
no.
ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead on Reddit. What?
On Reddit, you can find the one thing you're looking for, and then on that subreddit, you can find every forum for it, every Discord for it, every website for it, and see content made specifically for that, and people who get it. So you build these communities really fast. I mean, like look at our community. We have people in the chat talking about all kinds of crazy stuff, and we're just three idiots on the internet.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
And and that's kind of like where we really, I think that's why we've started to be able to develop and able to quantify and catalog stuff. Because in
Mhm.
reality, everyone's like, I'm unique. No one's unique. Everyone falls into a category.
Mhm.
Everything is pretty easily cataloged. That's the fact of the world. And I think that's what a lot of people have problems with stuff. They want to be unique. They don't want to be cataloged. They don't want to be classified. I'm like, fuck you. It happens. It's
And I feel like that's like, why would you be against joining a community?
yeah. Or
Yeah.
and they want to join the community, but they want to be a unique member of that community. And I'm like, there are only so many ways you can build a triangle before it's not a triangle anymore.
Mhm.
Everybody's a triangle, and you can have so many angles in that triangle, but eventually you're going to loop around and repeat. And that's okay. Nothing wrong with that.
I also think AI art is also like exposing more people to different things that they may not have thought of and allowing people to explore more things they might be into. You know?
Yeah. I do believe AR is going to fail eventually. And let me tell you why. I heard this very awesome theory. So the way AI art works is it scans the vast net and looks up relatable pictures. You put like prompts in there, and it scans 500. Let's say you want Captain Marvel's ass. Well, it scans a bunch of Captain Marvel stuff, a bunch of asses, bunch of colors that all match with those findings, and scans actual pictures and human made art, and then creates an algorithm based off of that. Now, eventually, AI art is going to become so rampant that it's only going to scan itself.
Hmm.
And it's going to have degradation as it goes. Like, so what we're doing, and this is the
You've been a
complex thing, is
bad boy, dirty, filthy AI.
wrong kind of degradation.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, like making a copy of 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 a copy.
Hmm.
So you have one AI program that has scoured the internet of all these pictures. The next one scours all the pictures on the internet and what the computer before it did. And then so on, so on, so on. Eventually, it's only going to be scanning the last AI that scanned it because it's already scanned everything and drawn everything. So you're going to get these shitty qualities. But it also is going to lead to an evolution of what we see and what it perceives. It's going to start creating its own idea of things. Humans are going to have weird fingers forever because, they say they fixed the AI hand problem. We're about like probably 6 or 12, between 6 and 12 cycles away from the finger problem coming back because 6 or 12 AIs from now, it's going to find pictures of hands that have weird fingers and go, well, that's normal. And then you're going to get that problem again. It's going to loop back in.
I'm okay with 6 or 12 fingers. Just give me a couple penises. I'll be all right.
So, yeah, I think AI art is not something that's sustainable.
Well, I guess we'll see. I think that's a great thing. Let's see what the next thing porn pushes. The next technology that porn pushes.
The thing is, that's why AI art has become so popular because we have porn immediately. I mean, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. I did the same thing. I fucking downloaded and looked at all kinds of fucking porn.
Of course
I
you
made
did.
it.
I would be sad if you didn't.
Porn. Yeah, I made it do porn. I made it do like weird shit.
I'm over there using it for work.
I've used it for work too, but also we also used it at work for porn.
Oh, okay.
To make
Well,
weird
that's
shit.
good. That's good.
And so yeah, I'm excited to see where it takes it, and then what the next step past that is when we have to kind of go back, like fall back on it, knowing what we know now.
Mhm.
Pentacles. Mm. All right, Shep, let's do this.
We don't hear the music on our end.
Oh, you guys don't, do you?
No. So all
Well,
we see
that's
is this.
okay.
Maybe it's for the best.
Yeah.
For the best.
Oh, is that one not played through the? Do y'all hear the sound effects? Do you hear this?
Mm-mm. I can
You
hear
heard-
it through the stream.
Yeah.
So it plays on the stream.
Yes, it's not through ours like it used to.
I think I just have it like switched to a.
Yeah, just like he's talking through his mic, so things will get fixed.
Yeah. The audience, did you hear the dance happy music? Wait, hold on. Do you hear this now?
Yeah. Do a barrel roll, but I heard it through the
Yeah.
stream.
You heard it through the stream, but Calvina said nope, he didn't hear it.
Well, then I'm hearing it through something, a speaker of some sort.
Yeah. Through a speaker.
It's not on the stream. The stream's not hearing it.
Oh.
You guys are hearing it. I don't know.
Yeah. This is what
You'll
you get
figure
for
it
trying to update your stuff and be all fancy and shit.
I know.
Like
I'm
that's
gonna
all.
have to go through.
That is what you get for trying to be all fancy. Oh, I hate that. I hate it when I try to do something and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be cool, and nothing fucking works. It's great.
No, yeah. There we go. I fixed it now. So
Oh,
now
your voice is back.
you can hear.
Oh, I know his voice is back.
And with that, folks, have a good evening.
No. Let me do one more test, and then yeah, we're gonna end it. We're gonna wrap it up. But I just gotta make sure y'all can hear this.
Because you always need to wrap it up before you tap it up.
You can't touch this. You can't touch this.
My.
I fixed my audio stuff. Good deal.
Okay, good.
I honestly just had the wrong thing selected from the update.
Gotcha.
But all right, so y'all can now hear all the things. So now y'all missed all the cool like sound updates I did for like rating and hosting and subscribing. You saw the lights. So that's good. That's some
Yes.
good shit. Anyway, I hope you guys all have a great night. Thank you so much for watching Dinks with Kinks. I'm your host, John Undero, and with me, as always, Miss Rebecca and Mr. Shep. And hey, guys, we have an audio podcast that comes out every Sunday. We have a brand new episode coming out called Dinks with Kinks. Right after this, like literally, it's named after the show. This is the live stream for it. So check it out. And also release the Kinkster every Wednesday, available anywhere you like podcasts. So check them both out.
Yes, this recent one is talking toys. I go over the basics of toys. So
That's where the toy review was. Okay.
So talk about toys. That's where I went for release the Kinkster this week. So.
Yeah, I actually heard that episode. Good episode.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I
hope.
Oh
Usually
no, I
what?
was like usually I don't listen to podcasts with one person on it. Here's fun to listen to. I like hearing back and forth with people.
Yeah.
Because if I'm just listening to one person, I'm just like I feel like they're talking to me and I'm not responding to them. I'm kind of an asshole.
Sorry, Camino.
Anyway, good night, everybody.
Night.
3, 2, 1.